Good evening, fellow Plexers. This video is going out to Howard, one of my friends from YouTube and Facebook. He's interested in running channels DVR alongside Plex server for a superior DVR service from what Plex offers. And he wanted me to make a video for him so he can understand it better. Well, it's really easy to get started. You go to getchannels.com and you install it on any of the following devices. So when I first ran channels, it was on my first and then second Synology NAS. Now it runs under Unraid. I had it running in a Docker container under Unraid, or have it running, and on the Synology NAS, I think I just used the Synology NAS package to install it. I probably could have figured out how to do it in Docker, but I never got that far. Under Unraid, it is a Docker container. So I don't know what better way to show you this than to project my Android phone on my Linux desktop screen. There is no client app for Linux or Windows. There is a web page you can use for access, which I've made a web app on this desktop. But this doesn't really look like anything you would see on your Fire TV device, your Apple TV device, your Google or Android TV device, or your iOS iPhone or iPad tablet, or your Android phone or Android tablet. No Roku allowed with channels DVR. They did not create a client app for Roku because, according to their support forums, Rokus are coded with a Frankenstein-like OS, and even though some of their hardware is capable of displaying a raw TV channel, the software prevents that from happening because it has to be backwards compatible with older Roku devices. Their words, not mine. I'm not a Roku fan in the first place, so it doesn't break my heart. So anyway, that out of the way, this works great, and there is an option to watch through the web browser. Let me go to guide, and I could just click on a channel. Let's see what won't get me in trouble with YouTube. That's the question. What won't get me in trouble? Maybe the NASA channel won't get me in trouble. It does say channel no longer available. So maybe we'll take a chance and see what's on the NASA channel now. So I can click watch now, and my finger's on the escape key to back out of it. Or I guess stop down here. Well, that was a bust. I don't want a YouTube copyright strike. So another thing to mention is here are my 3 next-gen TV channels. Syracuse has an NBC, a CBS, and an ABC broadcast. Well, I don't know where the ABC... Oh, there's the ABC broadcast. And it looks like there's something new, CNBC at 106. I didn't even realize that was on. So these are the ATSC 3.0 technology, and it's a standard that's still not formed. And last I knew, these 3 main network channels were not behind DRM in my area. I'm one of the lucky ones. A lot of people who have the next-gen channels, they are behind DRM, and the HD Home Run Flex Tuner cannot decode those as of yet. Silicon Dust, the maker of the tuner, says that they hope eventually it will be, but again, the standard is in flux, and I think LG decided they're going to stop making next-gen tuners with their TVs. So this is getting boring until I can play something. Let me just see. Well, let me just start football. and I'll stop it real quick. Now it's much faster on my client device on the TV, an NVIDIA Shield or my cheaper Google TV device in the basement. And I never use it this way, and I don't know why it's not starting up.
Your research and treatment these kids need now.
So trust me, it's just fluid on a Fire TV, an Apple TV, or a Android TV, or a Google TV, or your cell phone. So it's pretty easy to set up. You go to settings once it's installed, and tells you how much disk space you have left. Now this is running on my little unraid NUC as a Docker container, pointing back to my Synology DS1520 plus NAS. I just threw another 16 terabyte hard drive in there, so I now have almost 22 terabytes free. So if I slide down, it does have built-in tail scale access if you're under a CGNAT internet provider. You can forward a port with this to connect back to home. There's no users with channels, but if you're traveling, you can bring your device with you or use your phone or tablet or laptop while you're on foreign Wi-Fi and connect home, because you can forward a port. And CGNAT is a block, but they build Tailscale in, so you just have to install the Tailscale server device or server software on a device at home that's on to be able to have a private tunnel back. That's really a nice feature. I use TwinGate, which is the same type of service instead of Tailscale, but this solves a lot of problems because Tailscale is popular with people. So you can see I've got 9 passes set up, set to record 31 shows with 63 recordings that channel's DVR can see. It looks for new things every 5 minutes. And this is my path from the container back to my Synology NAS. So sources are important. You can only put in HD home run tuners, no other tuners like a Tableau. Now, the nice thing is, TV Everywhere is a fantastic option that, of course, big business is trying to ruin with DRM. Most people don't understand TV Everywhere. So if you have a cable subscription, a subscription to YouTube TV, Hulu TV, Sling, any place that gives you over-the-top cable channels or traditional cable channels, many of those channels are TV Everywhere enabled, which means you can use your provider credentials from YouTube TV, from Spectrum Cable, from Verizon, from Cox Cable, from Hulu TV or Live TV, whatever the service is, or Sling. You can use those credentials, and if there's a TV Everywhere enabled channel, you can download that app to your tablet, laptop, I'm sorry, your tablet or your phone, and you can sign into it with your cable company's credentials or your streaming services credentials to then view that channel live through their app. Well, Channels handles all those sign-ins for you on the back end, but instead of using the provider's app, they create a virtual tuner for you. So I have that here. Philo now has free channels. It's not really worth a lot, but a regular Philo subscription isn't that expensive, and that regular Philo subscription does add a lot of channels. But again, the free stuff really isn't. So I've added this just to kind of show a TV Everywhere option. Now, if you had YouTube TV, I don't know what it is now, but maybe half the channels might be TV Everywhere enabled. And let's search, see if we can find that. Let's see, that's from 2019. I'm not really interested in this. This might tell us. So the problem is channels are starting to apply DRM to TV everywhere. Just like the next-gen TV channels. Alright, so if this list is current, this is a list of all the TV Everywhere enabled channels. A&E, American Heroes Channel, Go, and the app, Animal Planet, BBC America, BET, Bravo. Let me just slide down. CNBC, CNN. Oh, nope, sorry, I'm reading the ones, I'm reading all of them, not the checked ones. AMC, BBC, Bravo. CNBC, not CNN. Disney Now, whatever that is. Fox Business, Fox News. Well, Fox News app, I don't know if that's Fox News or not. FX Now. Hallmark Isn't. IFC is. MSNBC Now. That may be the live channel, I just don't know. So as you can see, some of these you can bring into channels DVR. Sundance, Sci-Fi, Universal Kids, USA. So these can supplement your regular OTA channels from your HD Home Run OTA tuner, and you can live view and record anything on these TV Everywhere channels. So that's just an additional thing. All right, where am I? I want my setup back. Now, this is unofficial. There's really not any support for it directly from Fancy Bits, the owners of Channel DVR. But if you're someone lucky enough to have found one of those good underground IP space TV services, you can add those too. Now, I've done that here. Don't tell anybody. And I've used a service called EPG Best to take a big playlist and turn it just into 13 channels, just to kind of demonstrate that here. And I pulled news channels out of that, and EPG Best let me create a brand new playlist that just had those channels in it. So these are actually on my guide. Some people with Plex would use Xsteve or Threadfin, and they're both kind of sucky solutions. They might work, they might not. This works fantastic, really well. And I'm not going to play one of those channels, but as you can see, if I slide down far enough, or not too far because these are the free Philo ones. Right after my last Next Gen TV, I have these. So I can click on those and live view them or record them too. It's pretty sweet. So basically that's the server back end and that's the setup. So now let's go to my Android phone, and people from Facebook are chiming in on something I posted. Alright, so a little clunky using the mouse. I'm going to change to my entertainment page. Go in and start the channels. Now this isn't going to look great because it's a little condensed Android phone, but on your TV it looks really nice. So let's just start one of these. Well, if you click on the show, it's 9:06. If I clicked on the Tonight Show, I can record or set up a pass. I got to go to the phone to back up. If I click what's on now, I can record, set up a pass, or watch.
Yeah.
And you see how that started up pretty quickly on my phone. So it's a really nice interface. But what's nicest is the commercial detection. And this Android phone interface is different from the streaming device one. So let me go to scheduled recordings. And this is a new recording. And let me just play it just for a second. Nope, it's not. It hasn't recorded yet. I'm sorry, I'm in my schedule. Again, this interface is different than what I'm used to on my Fire TV. and I'm trying to use it on a phone. Well, let me just start something like this. This is a test recording I made, and I think I made it from one of the Philo free channels. I'm not sure now. So I'm going to pause it. You see how the purple is what's been detected as the show, and the kind of grayed out areas are the commercials. So let me just see if I can start it.
Yo, we'll be right back. When you have
So you
something
can
to
skip
get
commercial, and you come right back to the show. And I want to stop it because YouTube may give me a warning on this, and I really don't want that. So it's a really nice service. It doesn't really show that nice on my computer through the web browser, and again, so there's not going to be a client for your computer besides the web browser, and that's clunky. But on an Apple TV, an NVIDIA Shield, a Fire Stick, a Google Chromecast with Google TV, or whatever their new streamer is called, either of the Walmart ONN devices, and I think I mentioned Fire Sticks. This is just great. It's great on your Android phone or tablet. I assume it works just as well on an iPhone or an iPad. I've only used it on an Apple TV when I visit my grandsons and stay with my son and daughter-in-law. They have an Apple TV connected to the Sony, and I have channels installed on that so I can watch my home channels if I'm down there after all the youngins go to bed early. So anyway, Howie, this is Channels DVR. It's a tough subject to do a video on because there's no client for the Linux desktop or the Windows desktop or the Mac desktop, but hopefully my phone projection kind of gave you a little taste, even though it's condensed in that format versus what you'd see on the TV. Anybody else interested? Thanks for watching, and I normally say happy plexing, but I'll say happy channel DVRing. It's great software, well worth the $8 a month or the $80 a year. Take care.